Good morning, students. Welcome back to the physics department. We were learning the 14th chapter, that is semiconductor electronics, right? In this, the first semiconductor device what we saw was diode, correct? The diode, the two-terminal device, correct? Which is made up of the semiconductor material and having the metallic contacts and works as p-n junction, correct? In this p-n junction, we already saw how it is biased. Biasing means what? Applying the external voltage to the p-n junction. When we apply external voltage, we applied it in two ways. One was forward biasing, correct? Forward biasing. In this, what did we do? We connected p-type material to positive terminal, n-type material to negative terminal, positive to p and negative to n. This is p-n junction forward biasing, correct? And what is reverse biasing? Reverse biasing is when we connect the negative terminal to p-type and positive terminal to n-type, then that becomes reverse biasing, correct? We already have seen what is forward biasing and what is reverse biasing. How does the diode work when it is forward biased or reverse biased? How much current is flown in these two biasing methods? That we have already seen. Now, having read this, with this concept, let us now prepare a graph which gives us VI characteristics of the semiconductor, or you say VI characteristics of diode, you say, okay, of diode. VI means voltage and current characteristics, means how does it behave when voltage changes in forward bias as well as in reverse bias. The graph we have to see, and that is an important point of this chapter, okay. I hope you all will be able to draw this graph now. Let us take in the x-axis we will take voltage, okay, V across x-axis, and let us take I across y-axis, okay. I is current, isn't it? I is taken across y-axis and voltage is taken along x-axis, fine. Now in forward bias means what? The current is also positive and the voltage is also positive. We are applying the positive voltage, and what current we get, that will be also positive. So it will come in the first quadrant because x-axis is also positive and y-axis is also positive, correct? Now, when it is in forward bias, we have already seen that the current will be of the order of milliampere. Am I right? We have already seen that the current will be of the order of milliampere, correct? So, let us increase the voltage in a small manner, okay, like this, 0.2, 0.4, 0.6, 0.8, 1.0, 1.2, and so on it continues. And the milliampere current will be somewhere around 20 milliampere, 40 milliampere, 60 milliampere, 80 milliampere, so on. Okay. Now, in forward biasing, what did we say? When the voltage was minimum, okay, it could not cross the potential barrier. The junction potential was there. Say I am drawing this characteristic for silicon. Okay, remember, this characteristics I am drawing for silicon diode. Now for silicon, what is the junction potential? Junction potential is 0.7 volt, isn't it? 0.7 volt is the junction potential. Means what? When it crosses 0.7 volt, the current increases rapidly. Exponentially it increases. That we have already seen. Now we have to show the same in graph. Okay. So when you change the current, change the voltage to 0.2, the current will just remain 0 itself. It is not moving. 0.4 also it remains 0. 0.6 also it remains 0. Correct? When it crosses 0.7, somewhere in 0.6 and 0.8, here 0.7 is there. Okay. when it crosses 0.7, it should increase exponentially, isn't it? It should increase exponentially. So again, but it would remain same. So try to keep it as straight as possible. Okay. So that is which current now this is? Of order of milliamperes. This is forward biasing, isn't it? When this 0.7 is known as what? Threshold voltage, or you say cut-in voltage or built-in voltage. You had many names for this, isn't it? At this point, the voltage, the threshold voltage, when it crosses, the current starts increasing exponentially. This is forward bias characteristics. Am I right? This is forward bias characteristics. Now, when we see the reverse bias characteristics, okay, here across the x-axis we take minus V, correct? Voltage we are applying reverse, okay? Some at minus 20, minus 40, minus 60, okay, minus 80, 100, like that voltage we are applying, okay? And you have said that the current will be of the order of microampere. Am I right? The current will be of the order of microampere. Okay. So, yes. Of 10 microampere, 20 microampere we have. But it will be the reverse current. Reverse saturation current you call it as. Isn't it? Okay. So the reverse bias means what? Voltage is also negative, current is also negative. Hence it should come in third quadrant, minus minus. Isn't it? Now when it comes in third quadrant, you please let me know, how does it behave in reverse bias? What happens? As you go on increasing the voltage, a small current will be flowing. Correct? Very small current will be flowing in reverse bias. Isn't it? Somewhere of the order of a very few microampere. It is like 1 microampere or 2 microampere. So much small current will be flowing. But one point that we did not see in the last class was, in reverse bias also, okay, there is a certain voltage called as breakdown voltage. What it is called as? It is called as breakdown voltage. What is this breakdown voltage? Breakdown voltage means the reverse voltage, okay, will be giving a small amount of current, that is reverse saturation current. Fine. But until a certain voltage. Now above that voltage, if that voltage is crossed, then there is a sharp increase in the current. There is a sharp increase in the current. Okay. That voltage beyond which the reverse saturation current flows rapidly is called as breakdown voltage. Please pause and write this definition. The voltage beyond which the reverse saturation current increases rapidly is called as breakdown voltage. Okay. So what happens? Say for this silicon, 80 is the breakdown voltage. Now what happens? When it crosses 80, it will increase rapidly. It will increase rapidly. Okay. So this particular voltage is called as breakdown voltage. Understanding? Breakdown voltage. So in reverse bias, what happens? First, when you will be increasing voltage by certain steps, 20, 40, it will be there will be a small amount of reverse saturation current flowing until a certain voltage, which is the breakdown voltage. When it reaches beyond the breakdown voltage, then the current increases very rapidly. That means when you change a small amount of voltage, there will be huge change in the current. Okay. So this is the characteristics, VI characteristics of the diode in reverse bias. Isn't it? This is in forward bias and this is in reverse bias. Did you understand what is this? Yes? Okay. So please note down a point here. See, when the current is steeply increasing, the voltage is almost constant. Isn't it? When the current is steeply increasing in reverse saturation, the current is still, the voltage is remaining constant. Okay, where can you apply this phenomenon? Please think. Everyone has applied this phenomenon at your homes. Where it is? A huge current is coming, but voltage is same. Where do you use this? You use this in voltage regulators. Correct? Voltage regulators. Where do you use voltage regulators in your homes? Do you have the stabilizers for your fridges, refrigerators? Yes. So that stabilizers are nothing but the voltage regulators. What do they do? When a huge current comes, your refrigerator should not get damaged. That's why we keep the stabilizer, isn't it? What is applied there? This reverse bias. Your stabilizer will be having the diode, a special type of diode called as Zener diode. Okay, just remember that point. That was there for the syllabus, but now for your academic year it is being removed. But Zener diode means the diode which works only in the reverse bias. Okay, what that diode does, when a huge current rush comes, it will maintain the voltage constant, and hence there will be no high voltage coming to the refrigerator, and your refrigerator will be saved from the damage. Understanding? So this reverse bias is applied in voltage regulators or stabilizers. That one point you have to remember. And breakdown voltage is there, no? Okay. What happens if you give beyond that voltage? A diode is there. You are giving the voltage beyond the reverse bias or the breakdown voltage. What happens? A condition called as avalanche breakdown happens. Okay, avalanche breakdown. Now what happens in this avalanche breakdown? Your diode gets heated up. Because you are giving a high voltage more than breakdown voltage, your diode gets heated up. Too much, if it gets heated up, it will be destroyed. The diode will get destroyed. Okay, and that situation is known as avalanche breakdown. Okay, so these many points you have to remember. And now please pause the video and take this IV characteristics of the diode clearly. Okay students, now having understood this semiconductor diode characteristics, VI characteristics of the diode, what did we conclude? We can conclude that the diode will have the current flow only in the forward bias. In the reverse bias, it will not be having the flow of current. Okay, it will be very meager, we can neglect. So we can say that, please remember this sentence, the diode carries current only in the forward biasing, not in the reverse bias. Okay, that means when you have a positive terminal connected to positive and negative terminal connected to N, then there is a flow of current. When it is reversed, there will be no flow of current. Okay, where can we apply this phenomenon? This is applied in diode as a rectifier. This is applied in rectification process. What is rectification process? Conversion of alternating current to direct current is called as rectification. Please note down this point. What is rectification? Conversion of alternating current to the direct current is known as rectification. Okay. What do you mean by alternating current? The current which you receive to your home through the wires, that is alternating current, isn't it? AC we call it as. What is alternating current? It will be of 230 volt. It will be having alternate positive and negative half cycles, isn't it? How will be the alternating current? Say it is VI, the input. Okay, how it will be? It is like, it will have one positive half cycle and one negative half cycle, isn't it? Similarly, it will continue. Am I right? Okay, it is like a sine wave. Simple, sine wave. Correct? You have seen this in waves chapter in the first year, isn't it? So at 0, sine 0 will be 0. Then when it comes to sine 90 degree, sine 90 degree will be 1. Sine 180 will be 0. Sine 270 will be minus 1. Sine 360 will be 0. Again it will continue, isn't it? So this is input voltage. Means alternating current you are giving. But what is rectification? That AC should be converted to direct current. Direct current means in only one, only positive will be there. Negative cannot be there. Isn't it? Negative cannot be there. Only positive has to be there. Correct? So, how many, see, in one complete oscillation, there are two half cycles. Isn't it? This is positive half cycle. This is negative half cycle. Am I correct? Positive half cycle and negative half cycle. Means when you can rectify, when you convert this AC to DC, you can have two possibilities. Converting only one half cycle, okay, means only positive half cycle will be converted, or both the half cycles will be converted. Two possibilities are there because there are two half cycles. Either you convert only the positive half cycles or you convert the whole cycle. Okay. Now based on this, your rectifiers are of two types. Rectifiers are of two types, and the first one what we study now is called as half wave rectifier. Half wave rectifier means what is happening here? We are rectifying only one half cycle of the wave, not the full wave, but only one half cycle of the wave. Okay. Shall we now understand how it is done? This is a very important 5-mark question. Okay. First you need to understand what is rectification, conversion of AC to DC. Okay. In alternating current there will be actually two half cycles. Correct? If you are converting only one part of that cycle, means only positive half cycle if you are converting, then it is called as half wave rectifier, also known as HWR. Okay. Now we have to study the principle and the operation of the circuit. Correct? Okay. Now how it is done? See the apparatus first. There is one alternating current source. Say your socket. At your home the socket will be there. Correct? That will be giving you 230 volt of the supply. Isn't it? So there is an alternating current source. Okay. Now a diode is connected. Why? The diode itself now you are using for the rectification. Correct? The diode is connected. Okay. If the diode is directly connected to this 230 volt of supply, what does that happen? It will destroy. It will be destroyed. Isn't it? Your diode cannot be connected to such a huge power supply. Am I right? Then what is the need? You have to step this down. What you have to do? You have to decrease this voltage while giving to the diode. Am I right? Decrease this voltage while giving to the diode. And for that reason, you use step down transformer. Have you heard this word transformer? Yes or no? You have heard this word TC, not the ticket collector, but near your homes TC will be there. TC means what? Transformer circuit. Correct? What is the transformer circuit? The current that is coming in the wires will be very huge. That cannot be directed to your homes. Correct? It has to be stepped down somewhere. It has to be stepped down and then it should be distributed to each and every home. So we always use step down transformer for this purpose. Okay, you will study it in detail in the 7th chapter, I think. Okay, fine. Now what is step down transformer? Here there is primary coil. This is called as primary coil and a secondary coil. As you can see, primary coil length is huge. Secondary coil length is small. That means what? Whatever current is coming here, okay, due to mutual induction, only a certain part is coming to the secondary coil. Okay, means you are stepping down the voltage. Okay, the whole part will not come. This is having less number of turns, isn't it? less number of turns in the coil will indicate what? Less voltage can be applied. So this voltage is first stepped down. Why this is done? So that the diode does not get burst. Fine. Now okay. When this cycle comes, okay, this is Vi, means the input cycle is coming here. It is like this. Correct? It is like this. Now across AB, your Vi is coming. Input voltage is coming. What you have placed here? A diode you have placed. Okay. It is like P here and N here. Am I right? Because bar always indicates N, I have said. Okay. So P here and N here. Now what happens when the voltage is taken across load resistance RL? Okay. Means what about the output voltage? We have to see. What happens now? See, positive half cycle. First what comes? Positive half cycle. So when the positive half cycle is coming, okay, this A is positive and B is negative. Okay, positive half cycle it is. So positive will be here. So this will be comparatively less, having less voltage. So plus is connected to P and minus is connected to N. That means what? The diode is forward biased. Am I right? So you have to write here in the explanation. You have to say like case 1. Okay. Case 1 means during positive half cycle. Okay. During positive half cycle. What all happens? You have to write. Okay. You have to write it in your own words. Okay. During positive half cycle, what is happening? Your P is connected to positive and your N is connected to negative, and during positive half cycle your diode is forward biased. Fine. When it is forward biased, it should conduct the current. Am I right? It should conduct the current. So whatever your current is coming, okay, it should be conducted, isn't it? Means during the positive half cycle, your VO will also be there. Your VO will also exist. Just like your VI, your VO will also exist. Why? Because the diode is conducting. It is forward bias. However the current comes, it will give it to the resistance. And hence the resistance will be showing the voltage. It will be same as VI. Okay. Now, when case 2, see, case 1 you understood. During the positive half cycle, your diode will be forward biased and the current will be flowing. This is the thing. During negative half cycle, what happens? During negative half cycle. So now what happens? When the negative half cycle comes, when it comes, your A will be negative and your B will be positive. That means P is connected to negative, N is connected to positive, and hence during negative half cycle your diode will be reverse biased. Am I right? Your diode will be reverse biased. Will it conduct current when it is reverse biased? No. So the current will not be conducted. It will remain 0. Okay, it will remain 0. When again the next positive half cycle comes, what happens? Again your diode starts conducting. Okay, so again there will be the current. Again it will be 0. Again there will be current. Again it will be 0. Like this, what is it called as? Half wave rectifier, isn't it? Only half wave, only the positive half cycle is being rectified. Rectification means what? You are converting the AC, that means AC is having both the phases. DC is having only single phase, isn't it? So both the positive and negative phases are there in AC. Now see the output, it is having only positive phase, hence it is called as DC. Correct? It is called as DC. So your diode is acting as a rectifier and it is converting your AC current to direct current. This is the thing. Okay. But normally the direct current, as we have seen, will be like a straight line. As you have learnt in high school, direct current will be a straight line. But here it is like 1 cycle, again 1, again 0, cycle 0. Of course it is in one phase, but it is not a straight line, isn't it? So this is called as pulsating DC, not exactly the direct current, but it is called as pulsating direct current. Means pulses are there, but direct current because only one phase is there. Okay, this is the meaning of half wave rectifier. So this is asked for 5 marks. You have to draw the diagram correctly. You have to first explain the apparatus. Okay, then you have to explain the functions with the cases in during positive half cycle and during negative half cycle. What all happens? And you have to draw the waveform very neatly. For this, you get complete 5 marks. Okay, this is not needed. I just said it for understanding. You have to write it as pulsating DC. Okay, now half of your positive cycle is, means in the full wave only the half, that is positive cycle, is being rectified. Okay, please take the diagram, pause the video and try to write the explanation in your own words. Okay students, now let us see the second type of rectifier, and that we call it as full wave rectifier. Which was the previous one? Half wave rectifier. In that what happened? Only the half cycle was rectified. Only the positive half cycle was rectified. In a negative half cycle there was no current, isn't it? But now when it is a full wave rectifier, whole wave has to be rectified. Means you have to change the phase of this negative half cycle. Okay, it should be like positive, positive, positive. Only one phase has to be there. Then only the rectification is possible, isn't it? So, how to convert AC to DC using full wave rectifier is the next question. This can also be asked for 5 marks. Can you see the setup? What changes we have made? Okay, the AC source is there as it is. Primary coil is there. Secondary coil is there. But we have used 2 diodes. Now this is the most important thing. Okay, we are using 2 diodes. Why? Can you guess? What happened in the previous one? There was only 1 diode. Okay, it would become forward biased, then the current was conducted. It would become reverse biased, the current was 0. Now when it becomes reverse biased, this can become forward biased. No, because this will be at the negative terminal, isn't it? Means in one half cycle this will be conducting, and in another half cycle the other will be conducting. Now the whole cycle can be rectified. This is the use of having 2 diodes. Understanding? But our output should be in one phase only, isn't it? Our output should always be in one phase. So for that we use a special type of transformer called as center tap transformer. Center tapped transformer. Okay, means you are taking the output from the center. Okay, see here, from the center of the transformer you are taking the output. This is center tapped transformer. Means here for this RL, okay, where you are taking the output, here from diode D1 also current comes in the same direction. From diode D2 also current comes in the same direction, isn't it? So that you will have only a one phase for the both the half cycles. Okay, now this is the setup. Did you understand? Now we have to see how it works. Okay, again there will be 2 cases, isn't it? Case 1, during what? During positive half cycle, correct? During positive half cycle, what happens? HC means half cycle. Okay, during positive half cycle. Okay, your positive half cycle is coming now in the input side. Fine. Now what happens? This is at plus, this is at minus. Am I right? A is at plus, point B is at minus. Means this is P and this is N. Correct? So P will be connected to positive, N will be connected to negative. Means diode D1 is forward biased. Am I right? During positive half cycle, your diode D1 is forward biased. when it is forward biased, it is conducting the current, and hence the the voltage appears in output. So during positive half cycle, there will be the flow of current. Okay, this is because of what? This is because of D1, diode D1. Okay, at the same time, during positive half cycle, see, this is at negative, isn't it? Point B is at negative. Means here, your P is connected to negative, your N is connected to positive. So the diode D2 will be reverse biased at the same time. The diode D2 will be reverse biased. So this is as good as nothing. There doesn't exist a diode because it is in reverse bias. It cannot conduct current. Only one diode is conducting the current, and that is appearing in the output. Am I right? Now case 2. Take case 2. What happens during what? During negative half cycle. Yes. What happens during negative half cycle? What happens? This A point is at negative, B point becomes positive. Correct? Because it is during negative half cycle. Means current is flowing here. Okay. Then what happens? See, P is connected to positive, N is connected to negative. Diode D2 becomes forward biased now. Diode D2 becomes forward biased. And D1, P connected to negative, N connected to positive. This is reverse biased. So, diode D2 is forward biased and diode D1 is reverse biased. Now at this point, which conducts? D2 starts conducting. But in which direction? See, D2 is coming and in the same direction the current is flowing through RL. Then D2 has to conduct but will give the waveform in same half cycle. Is that correct? See, I have to draw it perfectly. Okay, please use the scale and pencil and draw it perfectly. Okay, so diode D2 will be conducting during the negative half cycle. And what is happening? Your alternating current is becoming a single phased DC current, direct current. Okay, again when the positive half cycle comes, what happens? Again your D1 will start conducting, again your D2 will start conducting, and so on. When you have used two diodes, each half cycle is rectified, and hence it is known as full wave rectifier. Full wave rectifier. Okay, is that clear? So you have to draw this, write about the setup, write the working, and draw the correct neat waveforms, and that will fetch you 5 marks. Am I clear here?